Hey guys, welcome back to another video. As you guys know, I have been doing this like 90-day challenge where I try to learn something every day. And one of my first challenges was to make a personal website. Now, obviously, it takes a longer time to make a website and I didn't really finish it in a month. But for the past week, I've been trying to finish it and like grind it out and got like the gist of it done. Now I just want to take a moment for this entire week or like the rest of the challenge to just reflect on what I've done so far. So today's video, I'm going to be reflecting and showing you guys what my finished product is for my blog and to actually start using it, which I'm very excited about. Today, I'll just mainly be focusing on reflecting about my blog, and maybe in future videos, I'll reflect on other parts of it, and hopefully I have a plan for another challenge I would do, or like challenge project, same thing. I'm really excited to share it with you guys, and hopefully you find it interesting too. So I find that through learning, it's really important for me to reflect on what I've done so far so that I know what is working for me and what isn't. And hopefully through doing this, I can help myself learn better and like develop better habits in learning, or try to learn more efficiently, effectively, increase productivity, because I am very much interested in productivity. I mean, who likes wasting their time anyways? Like, yeah, I like wasting my time on Instagram when I mindlessly scroll, but like, if I do other stuff more productively, then I have more time to scroll mindlessly, right? Okay, let's just skip over that. So anyways, I'll just show you guys my blog. And right now there's not really a lot of blog posts because I literally just started it and most of them are like to test. There probably will be some bugs in the future that I'll have to constantly fix, and definitely more features I can add at the end. Anyways, let's just jump right into it. Okay, so this is my blog. There's not much different from here, but if you see here, there is a sign up button, and basically I have to sign in so that I can put blogs on the page. But for security reasons, I will not discuss how that works because I don't really know much about security and definitely need to secure how I access it. But let's move on. I did do some adjusting to like properties like width and height so that if you do resize the window, it should look nicer. Otherwise, it was like kind of ugly. And here is the blog. Here I made it so that it would show the most recent 7, but since I don't have 7 blogs yet, these are the only ones that are showing. I added a back to the top button because most pages have those things nowadays. And yeah, now if I click on blog, you see here I kind of changed up the design because I thought that the first one was not really as nice. And this is more like professional blog type of display. So each one has like an image and a title. I don't know about the author because all of them technically would be me, but I decided to add it anyways. All of these tests are supposed to be the category of the blog. So like maybe tech, music, design, photo, something like that. But I didn't implement that into here yet because it's something that I thought of like midway through implementing this. But yeah, so each one has like an image, and these are just like random images I decided to put on here. If I try to click on a blog, we get brought to the blog page, and it's pretty simple. It just has like a title, the date it was posted on, a picture, and like the body. Now, this was just like a very short test one, so you can't actually scroll. It would be better if I actually made it so that only if there was something to scroll down to, then it would have a back to the top button, because now this is kind of useless. But yeah, that is basically the blog portion of it. I haven't touched on the photos part, so it is still exactly the same as before. And same with socials, I haven't touched it at all. And here it is. So then that's basically it. And then I'll show you guys how I make my blog. So this is where I actually create the blog. I just basically have a few bodies where like I can put a title and I can put like an image, like, and it'll just show up as a preview. I can put a alternative text on here for the image and then have like a body. Pretty simple, and then I can just submit something. But yeah, that is pretty much it. I am trying to make it blog manager so that I can actually edit my posts and delete them, but that is not currently implemented yet, but it is something I will do in the future. So what do you guys think of my blog? If you have any like cool ideas or features that you think I can add, definitely mention them in the comments below, and I'll just add them to my list so that I can implement them whenever I run out of ideas. And as you can see here, I totally changed up my blog design like when I list all my blogs, because the first one was just pretty kiddish, and now it's more similar to like professional blogs out there, except it's like there's no ads, because why would I put ads on my personal blog? Definitely the biggest thing I learned through doing this is connecting with the Google Cloud API, because I haven't done that before. This is my first time. And I think the storage part was actually the hardest for me, because there are a lot of outdated content or resources out there. And I tried using them. Didn't know why they wouldn't work on mine, because it totally worked on their projects. But I ended up just actually looking at the Google API and seeing that like, oh yeah, these just got updated. That's why it's not working. Definitely check out the API first, the official documentation, instead of looking online on like YouTube videos that were like maybe 3 years, 5 years ago. Yeah, that was one of my biggest mistakes when doing this, because I got stuck on the storage part for a long time. Storage part is where I stored the images and then linked them to the document so that they can get pulled up on a blog page. I got stuck on just uploading images for probably a good week, and then I kind of gave up from there afterwards. But then I did a hackathon like last weekend and also used Google Cloud. Also couldn't figure out the storage. And then I just like sat down and decided to really grind it out and see what's happening, because there's no way that the storage thing just doesn't work. And then suddenly I just got it, because I decided to actually look on the official documentation like a regular person should. Yeah, so that is my reflection point that I should keep in mind for future projects. Oh, one thing I would do is to plan out like the file structure first. So each blog page is like a data file or a document on Google Firebase, the Firebase data store. And those have like, it's basically like a JSON file, but I kind of just like winged it the first go, randomly had like a title, a body, and then like author, and that's it. But then later on, as I wanted to implement more things, I'm like, oh, I need to add this, I need to add that, I need to add so many things. And that took up so much of my time, just going back and changing it and going back and changing it. Like I changed it at least 3 times. And that took so much time out of when I could have just planned all of it in the first go, implement it one time, and have it work for all of my functions. There are still functions or like there's still things that I need to add, because I want to have a category associated with each blog, and I don't have that right now. And then now I have to go back and change all of that again. Like it's not that much, but if I planned it out, it would have saved a lot of time. So planning it out in the first run would definitely be a good idea for future projects. I think initial mistake as a developer is that I really like to just jump into the code without doing any planning. Eventually, I learned that doing some planning does save time, but I still definitely do not do enough planning. The only planning I did for this was like, did the Figma, planned it out, but that's more like UI designs, and it is really hard to make a website without first making UI, or else you're literally like on the go doing like, what am I doing? And then you end up changing your design so many times because you figure out like, this doesn't look good, or you just change your mind. So I definitely recommend you just having one design, sticking to it for a while, have most of the functions done in first, unless it's like ridiculously impossible to do and it's not at your level, or like you're just being stuck for a very long time. Then just go and change your design to be more simple so that for the time being you can focus on the functionalities. And then once you finish the base structure, you can always go on and like update it, make it more fancy, have more advanced, I don't know, design transitions, whatever, animations. So that I did learn through doing the website like the first go, because I think for a year I tried to make a loading page on my website. I just got stuck on the loading. I couldn't even get the loading page done because that was my first ever time using JavaScript and React. And like otherwise I haven't touched it at all. That was a really bad idea. I spent like 2 months on it, gave up for a whole year, and then eventually went back to it. So definitely take it step by step and simplify your designs if it's your first time trying to learn something. But yeah, overall, that's my reflection for doing this blog. There are still my photos and socials that I can implement, but photos it should be similar to blogs because I did figure out how to put images on there now. So it's just a matter of figuring out the structure, which I should plan first so I don't make the same mistake. And then social, that's an entirely different API that I'm using because I'm probably going to pull from like Instagram or YouTube API or libraries that people have already made. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely let me know if there's any comments whatsoever about my blog or like my progress or the challenge. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see what I'm doing next. Anyways, hope you guys have a nice day. Peace.